Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to AOE Sports, their presentation of Ascent. And we have some Division 2 action of Overwatch coming at you very shortly. My name is Justin Lutz, aka Cyber Waste, and I do have a right-hand man joining me from Canada. Also another country participating in the Overwatch World Cup, Mr. Graham Morrison. How do you do, sir?
I'm pretty good. I was at a concert tonight. I had a great time. Glorious Sons, check them out. And it was exciting as well because they covered "Give Me Shelter" by the Rolling Stones, which I didn't expect, but it was actually a really good cover. So that was a fun start to my night. And then, of course, I follow up my night coming here, casting Overwatch on Route 66 between OneHP and Shortbread Samurais. Do not disregard our team banners that for some reason say Team Jason and Sausage Fingers. It's 1HP and Shortbread Samurais.
Sausage fingers. It sounds like salad fingers.
Sausage Fingers.
It's almost like it requires a lisp. Either way, we are joining in a bit of an interim. We have missed the first map, so apologies for that. That was Ilios, and it went to the team with Flago in it. I have the patience of a sieve, the brain of a sieve, and have completely forgotten who's on what team, and we'll run you through that as soon as we are able. In the blue, we have the Shortbread Samurais, and we have Equitherta, who will just shorten to EQ, Yamanez, Lani, Alake, Ons, and Titus, and if you want to run us down, 1HP, who are leading the series.
They got Flager, Menace, Not Cam, Little Hex, Phoebi, and Red Mage. But they're up against the challenge, and I'm curious to see which of these teams is going to pull away. Will it be Titus Worldwide squad, or will it be Menace's squad?
You wanted to get that in there.
Fist.
You wanted to get that in there, didn't you, as soon as you found out someone was there was Titus?
And we'll find out if they can Apollo Cruise their way to victory.
Boo! I want to boot this man off cast already, but he's a good man. We do have 1 HP on the attack, and it looks like the side of Shortbread Samurais are doing the tried and true strat of just hanging around big O's, but Equitherto is very tagged up early on and has had to retreat. That will buy a little bit of free real estate until a full-blown skirmish occurs.
There's a meme there, I think, about free real estate. As Cam Little finds the opening kill onto ALK. Phoebi has fallen, though, and that is the on and down, which makes it a little bit harder for this offense to try and work anything. They're going to be falling back. There's a bit of a hack coming in from Sombra, just on a health pack. Setting up for the future as they are just kind of poking at each other and prodding.
Hey, guys.
And there's still at a bit of a standstill. Oh dear, there goes the Earth Shatter, and it's taken the legs out of two, but there is no capitalization. Perhaps feeling a little bit timid or too scared after being tagged up so heavily. So although the cart's not making any progress, there is plenty of value being taken out. That blade was unsheathed and laid waste by not Cam Little on the Brigitte, and has rallied the troops. And that is a fight won, and the Shortbread Samurais have, well, crumbled.
So the million-dollar question is, if he's not Cam Little, who is Cam Little?
I don't think we will have the chance to figure out a mystery that thick. And not Cam Little has actually gotten rid of the Zarya of Titus, so that'll make things a little bit more difficult. There goes the Graviton Surge, and the Space Jam combo with Menace and Flagor just laying waste to the Shortbread Samurais, and you can basically squash up the team and make it into a pie base because they just got crushed.
Sign up the Swedish chef. Gonna be baking some pies right there. There were some nicely mushed up players to make a pie filling out of.
Your stream delay is too low. Oh, that's even worse. Forgive him.
There is the
Hi,
Riptide
Bloodborne.
from Alec. There is the Riptide coming out from Alec K. Will claim silver. That is a couple of the supports. That is a huge boon to this attack, and Menace is able to get the rebuttal that right now 1 HP are hemorrhaging and might be living up to their namesake.
Огонь по готовности!
Well, Titus managed to get a nice 3k there, rocking the Zarya. It was pretty good as they're up by their spawn right now, putting a little bit of the camp in. They are going to be falling back, trying to figure out where to play.
Just perhaps biding their time and do have the luck. They do have the luxury to experiment, and they are starting to have a healthy bank of ults. And there is the rallying of the troops, and the EMP has caught quite a few members there, and it's basically forced everybody to retreat. And there is another rally back in reply. That's only kept one set basically bolstered and making sure that this payload is left unhindered, and the rest of the members are able to get into and stay in the fight.
They are still trying to fight out, and it's going to be Menace going down instantly. ALK quickly traded back though, Hex with a nice hacking, cleaning him up. And now the Graviton Surge coming in. There's both Nano Boost, not going to matter though. Flagor boosted up, charged up, and he's finding kills. Titus trying to fall back, but he is in trouble as the entirety of this defense has been killed.
And completely thrashed and destroyed, and perhaps a bit of an error too. That Nano Boost went onto Yamez, the Lucio. So sadly we got a Bucio. You only do that when you're memeing, not when you're trying to defend. And perhaps a complete another misstep in communication. It might be a sign of a little bit of a lack of cohesion going on. But we are 2 checkpoints deep, and now it is the turn of 1HP to go into Route 66's Tunnel of Doom, one of the hardest to penetrate. There goes the Meteor Strike from the Doomfist. Does do a lot of damage, and none of the members have gone down, but they're tagged heavily. Equitherto is out of the fight, and Yabez does follow suit. Hex and Red Mage in a 2-person tag team effort, and that is a couple of big pieces taken out of the equation. And we're running sub to 225, and this payload is moving without hindrance, and that Riptire has been popped and demolished, and the pilot shortly followed. Hex was the one to do the deed. And there is the Graviton Surge to keep the Shortbread Samurais in place, and making it easier for the attackers to lay waste to the rest. And the Nano Boost did go on to Titus, well, not to much avail, and now we have a big German brute who is nano boosted and swinging the mighty Red Hammer around. Red Mage is pushing the defense back. Equitherto is the only person to reply, getting rid of Menace, but it is all 1 HP all the way. They're making that 1 HP count and have a ton more value than the former member of Tempo Storm, who was known as Trump, who was hard the cards. They're only bleeding time at this point on the side of the Shortbread Samurais.
Yeah, they are still trying to delay as much as they can. They're being completely cleaned up. There it is. Cap comes through. And that will be our first set of pushes.
Dawn. And aside from the little aside from the little hiccups at the first point of engagement, and then just before the garage or the second point, it was just all the way from just all 1 HP from end to end.
Yeah, you know, a little bit of hiccups on the offense, on the push, a little bit of hiccups with people bickering in our broadcast booth. Gonna have hiccups everywhere, right? It's just the way it goes some days, and now we get to see the swap over and see if there will be more hiccups for the offense, or will Titus and Co. be able to swing it back the other way?
You can get one of those scary masks. You know, one of the old remedies to curing the hiccups is to scare the bejesus out of someone. It's just gone Halloween, so I think one of those scary masks might be able to be picked up for cheap. Maybe that'll work.
Do you have a picture of you handy? That might work.
What about you? You'd be a better candidate. Seriously, you look like a road. You look like Junkenstein's monster. For real.
I mean, that's a low blow.
Oh, come on. I have to get mine in at least once.
Yeah, and you do it by taking my insult of you and flipping it right back on me. That's not like creative. That was literally the broadcast equivalent of sitting there and saying, "No, you."
Well, yeah, that's all I've got.
That's not getting a licking. That's just being like, "No, you." You're like that little kid on the playground that can't come up with his own insult. So he's just like, everything that you say just says, "No, you." Your mom.
I'm not that low to bring parenting lines into this. And
Well, if your parents taught you better, you might actually have been able to come up with a better response to that. And maybe the parenting on the team will be enough for them to bring in a bit better offense than their opposition as they come pushing through here, trying to find these kills. Menace, though, up on that Hanzo, finding a nice little 2K. Will he be able to keep it going, Cyberwaste?
I'm still reeling from that complete and utter exchange, and Ons did get rid of Red Mage, who was an MVP on the previous half, in my opinion, but has been laid to rest and turned into scrap. And with this dive composition, it's basically running through unhindered, but the side of OneHP are able to at least fully be able to make a choice. Do they recontest, or do they let this first period go? And just judging from their positioning and the member of Red Mage who's moving forward and trying to crush the Diva Mech of Titus, that might be the way to go. Menace does get rid of Lane with the Dragon Strike, and Titus does eject Flagor. So now the side of the Shortbread Samurais, despite being in a bit of a tough tiff, they have basically quashed this defense, and it doesn't look like the side of OneHP will be able to, at least safely, they won't be able to contest. So they're crawling back, making a little bit of a shuffle. Menace has gone onto the McCree, so they are really wanting to keep the Shortbread Samurais at an arm's reach. But looking at the ultimates they have on deck, Mr. Morrison, it might be a tough order for this defense to stand.
Well, there's a bit of a flank coming in, and I think Hex may have spotted that out as the Doomfist gets right up into the back lines and is completely taken away. There's the Winston also up there. That's Ons trying to do something. I'm not sure what he'll be able to do. With there, though, in behind on the Sombra is going to be the key player in this exchange. And he's just taking some shots away at Feebai. Spotted out. Kills going down again for the defense, as we have them regrouping now up at the front.
And we almost have a full war chest on both sides. Menace will have the Deadeye as of right about now. And now they, side of OneHP, do have a full set. And we have the Shortbread Samurais with 5 out of the 6. Only the EMP is missing. That is the cue to go. Flagor has thrown the self-destruct, has forced Titus out of his mech, and Menace has gotten rid of the mecha pilot. So off of that, you basically just call it, nah, this push is done and dusted. But Alakay is really trying to battle back and open up a little bit of room at least getting the ejection onto a Flagor.
Well, Flagor is still there, getting pressured on heavily as Ons gets boosted, and a hack coming in now. That was Clotero getting the big lead on that one. They will be able to pick off this Reinhardt as their big opening pick. Devo will manage to get back in the mech, though. That's Flagor, and be able to continue to cause some problems here as Feebai and Menace have found a couple more kills. This offense, they had a nice opening pick, but they haven't been able to convert. They're being shut down as Alakay goes down too, and the remaining players are going to be cleaned up with these.
Indeed, grab the broom, sweep him out, and hit the reset button. You're going to have to try again. And look at the positioning of the card. I want to make this known, especially with Menace being on the McCree. Look at the long sight line between the spawn of the attackers in the Shortbread Samurais of where that that card is actually situated, it's going to be a tough time for the Shortbread Samurais to crack this one. It's definitely doable, no question about it. But the Shortbread Samurais are really going to have to be smart about where they tread, and that is Menace letting everybody know what time it is. That was more for a threat. Did get Titus out of the mech though, so we call that a good investment, and the EMP did come out from Hex. And very little to capitalize, but there is a big one with the Earth Shatter into the self-destruct. Thank you very much. That is the Shortbread Samurais completely dismantled and destroyed. We're running into 1 minute 30 now, Mr. Morrison.
Well, times are even for what's in the bank, and now it's starting to dwindle, meaning the offense are in trouble. I've got a couple ultimates to use there. There is the Nano Boost, Meteor Strike, and Sound Barrier as well. All could be utilized in this fight, and there's only a Nano Boost to defend. Well, there's an opening here, Cyber Waste. Is it enough, though? The boost coming in. Gonna get a big pin there on the Titus as Jarms it down, and it is a complete and utter cleanup. No window. Okay, getting staggered a little bit there at the end. And now 50 seconds left. This is not ideal at all.
No. The window was so small they could barely fit half a person through it. Not to mention all 6 of them. To their benefit though, there are a few pivotal ults, but there is no Space Jam to really think of, and that is the Doomfist and Zarya combo. But the Doomfist has got the Nano Boost to maybe be able to lane waste to the defense. There goes the Earth Shatter from Red Mage. Did take out his counterpart in Ons, and that is the Shortbread Samurais playing a person down, and the McCree Menace on the flank actually may have been wanting to do the Deadeye, but hasn't found a safe window to do so. But Titus is trying to battle things back, and have they actually done it? Have they been able to finally do what they've wanted to do for so long?
Nope. There's the Nano Boost and McCree in here. That will get the kill on the Titus, or at least it should. Titus should surely go down. There it is. Now they're all off this card. No one can get close to this. No one's going to get on it in time. And that will do it. Defense holds off a great hack and a solid Deadeye from the McCree.
And it shows how pivotal the McCree was into that setup, and just keeping the entire attack at an arm's reach, especially with a hit scan hero that can hit that hard. Just the ult alone is scary enough, but if they're sharp with the Peacemaker and just cracking skulls with the bullets it protrudes, it's a tough force to take care of, and that is OneHP being the victors of the second map, and we are told by the people in the game that they were the first to they won the first map as well, and they are now 2-0 up in the series.
Yeah, and this is not OPGO versus Yin Yang. This is 1HP versus Shortbread Samurais. So disregard what the screen is telling you and listen to what my voice is telling you. Because I am Graham Dreamboat Morrison, joined by Justin Cyberwaste Lutz. Done it right yet?
That's correct. You've actually nailed it.
For once, I managed to pronounce my co-caster's name right and not come off as a total asshole because I got it wrong.
You'll probably never get it correct again. Knowing people's luck with my surname, they'll keep fluffing it.
Well, fortunately, neither of the teams fluffed too hard there. There was some good moments for both sides, despite the offense not going on as deep as it could. However, at this point, you surely to hope to see a little bit more out of the Shortbread Samurais. They struggled a bit.
They did have a little bit of a trip on the struggle bus, and it's a little bit unfortunate. At least for a team name that sounds that tasty and appetizing, you'd expect a little bit of a better showing from them. But they've definitely shown that they could hang and really lay into their opposition, but just have been outdone by 1HP for the most part. But we now move on to Hanamura. And we have a tale as old as time, at least with the second point and breaching a defense. It's possible to basically just roll through that entire map, but I'm not sure how things will pan out, whether it will be a steamroll or it'll just be the old brick wall where the people that attack first will be stuck trying to enter the temple.
I'm calling it's the Hanamura brick wall. We are going to see a complete stone wall, and we're going to see it. We're going to see them stone wall out point number 1. That's my bold prediction. No cap zone. No attempt at point number 2. Point 1 is going to be where the action stalls out as we go into the first half of this map. Perhaps they'll prove me wrong, but that's how I feel.
Big call there. I wouldn't really go that far because it is a defensive powerhouse that is able to pull off such a feat. It's definitely in the realm of possibility, though. That much is true.
Let's see what picks will come to fruition. Is Menace really gonna do that? Oh, he's moving. We've got the dreaded Orisa Bastion combination.
Oh, they're doing it! They're doing it! And this is dare I say it, this is a show of we know we're better and we're going to show it. It's a bit of a show of disrespect, and they are going to force the members of the Shortbread Samurais to really be able to just counter that and force the opposition of OneHP to respect them. And look at it, the setup. We have the tried and true GOAT setup, which is named for a Contenders Trials team, and you hear Menace letting rip with that turret form. The Shortbread Samurais know, and they know they're going to have to crack this. They're going to take the time and make their move.
Yeah, this is... We've seen Equitherdo go to the Junkrat. No, actually he's going back to the Brigida. They're sticking with goats. Oh, they went to Goanna, I should say.
So not quite, but it's a new addition. And it looks like the Shortbread Samurais are really wanting to do the death ball, and all the attacks are sticking together, but Menace being the maneuverable, just stick and move. Stick to a location and move when necessary. Being like a weird version of a boxer. And now the brawl is moving out towards the bell, and good lord, listen to him go. Did a lot of damage, but no people went down, did fall at the hands of Titus. And it doesn't look like it is safe for the Mercy, being one not Cam Little, to be able to get into Resurrect. So despite no progress being made until everybody is off of the point proper, there was a lot of time bought from OneHP, but an elongated fight will give the Shortbread Samurais the first point. And Menace, yeah, they knew it was a one and done strategy, and Menace is saying, no, I'm going to change my tune. 6 minutes and 15 seconds for the Shortbread Samurais to capture the Shrine's main floor.
Oh, they're brawling their way right in onto this point, starting the brouhaha off early. Shatter is going to come in, and Red Mage is in all kinds of trouble. And no, that's a quick trio right there, cleaning off 2 tanks and a healer. Down goes Menace as well, and this is looking beautiful for the offense. They need to deal with the May on the point right now, trying to stall it out. He is down too. Everybody's dead. It's a team kill. I'm not going to be able to get all the way through. Surely Spawns will be able to come back here and make it to the point, but 2 ticks is huge.
Big Sleep did actually get a touch. There is the self-destructive force. The attack is too dispersive only for a moment, and the Reinhardt has been the one that falls waste to the nuclear fallout. It is still a 5 versus 4 brawl on the point, a full-blown war of attrition. There goes the Earth Shatter, did not claim a victim, and Yamez did get rid of Red Mage. And now the attackers, it was a valiant effort, and they're still wanting to make a go of this. Sakalistar did end up ejecting Flagor and squashing the Mecha Pilot. Menace is the only person to reply, and there is the May of Hex to at least bleed the clock, and the clock is the friend of 1HP right now, and Graham Morrison, they are slowly yet surely bleeding the defenders dry.
Yeah, the defense, I mean, they keep trying. It was a good attempt by the Diva Bomb, but they're being picked off. Now Cam Litter's down once again. Tidy's getting that pick. So you're going to get a good trade onto the Diva Mech, so that's something. But again, it feels like this offense is going to keep it going. Red Mage falling again. Here comes the Nano Boost coming in. Oh, this freeze could be big. 2 players caught in it. That is the biggest opening this defense has had thus far. The Shatter, though, catches a pair. Make that with a nice charge, getting another one. Again, this offense might be able to pull this one off. It's just so back and forth. The kills are still going the way of the offense. Diva Bomb onto the point. That's going to do it. There's the big 3K. And they get through. Red Mage having his shield dropped to the wrong second. The last second, that Diva Bomb does the job. And that was a great time put up.
What? And that final play actually did a lot. I believe it was the charge from the opposing right heart, which forced the shield to drop. And then as soon as the mech basically exploded, it blew right up in everybody's face and has forced the defense to cease. There was a really elongated fight, at least a minute and a half, 2 minutes. But they got there in the end and have a good time to boot. 4 minutes and 7 seconds for the members of the Shortbread Samurais. It is finally they have a sign of life.
Yeah, I mean the big thing on that fight and in that point for 1HP was the fact that it was one push. They had like 6.5 minutes on the clock to do it. It was one push, and they managed to bleed off the full 2.5 minutes. It was a very hectic fight, and it was a fight that they probably, like, to be honest with you, I had them out of at about the 30-second mark of that fight. It felt like it was going to, like, very clearly be Shortbread Samurais winning that. So it was a great job by 1HP stalling out, buying as much time as they did. 4 minutes is still really nice in the bank. But again, I mean, if they do if the same thing happens here, where it was a very quick first point, they have like 6.5 minutes to work with going into the second point, and they can do it faster, then they're thrilled.
That would be, they're very, very happy. That's a good enough time every day of the week. You'd definitely be happy with that, and it's up to 1HP to try a good rebuttal. And look at this, we see the teleporter strat from the Symmetra there being menaced, but Equatherato has been making things extremely explodey, and for now, the members of 1HP are being thwarted away.
Well, Owen's going down was a nice little late pick with some of these spawns coming up. There's the late stagger on the flagger. I was thinking what could happen there with how late Red Mage went down was that you might be able to get, like, everyone was pretty much spawning at that point. You might be able to go in kind of an off push where they don't have the Rhine. But with Flagger going late, that was unfortunately not meant to be. Or sorry, with Ons going down.
Yeah, that's a big person that you would not want to be ejected from the fight. And there goes Equatherato, just laying waste to, especially one of the pivotal members of that entire composition. And from the looks of things, it's still a war of attrition on the point proper. It's still a 2 versus 2. X brought down very low, forced to recall. And for now, the members of the Shortbread Samurais are holding strong for now.
And they might be able to... Oh no, everyone's going to escape nice and easily, but here's a very big Graviton surge. Nanoboo's coming in, and another one back the other way with the Coalescence. They might be able to find some of these kills here for the offense. Owen's in a lot of trouble, but it's only Menace who's gone down at this point.
And, well, the rest of the attack isn't really faring much better. Hex did end up going down, but that was due to shrapnel in the face with the Soldier 76. It did not look good in that instance. And, well, they're finally alive on the side of the Shortbread Samurais. There goes the Nano Boost onto Red Mage, making that hammer very, very menacing, but it is wasted on Zwill. Claim Reinhardt for the time being, and now 1 HP. Time is being of the essence now, and a little bit of a rough time.
Well, we do have a window into this round. It's quickly dwindling though as the ults are being built up. Menace with a nice opening pick onto Cal Station will give them the opportunity that they need. If they can pick the Doomfist off, that would be absolutely massive. But it's Red Mage going off the cliff and taking out Equiterno. But there's a huge shatter by Owen's. Gonna be able to find a couple quick kills. That's gonna stunt the offense. And once again, this defense is holding strong.
And finally, the side of the Shortbread Samurais are really keen for that to finally come to fruition. It was a rough time on Route 66, and Ilios, I'm unsure of the result of Ilios, but that didn't go to them. So perhaps finally getting a longer go on the machine, which they would have really wanted, I'm sure. They barely have any ult to show for it. There goes the Graviton Surge, and there is one to reply to keep a lot of members of 1 HP in place. The Titans don't end up falling. A 1 HP finally going to be able to break into the point. The defense is slowly dwindling. And finally, it took to overtime. 4 minutes. But they got there in the end. But with the time that's being added on, which is 4 minutes flat, they are unable to match the time set by the Shortbread Samurais. But 1 HP are not out of the map yet. They are still able to at least bottle up a second set of attack and defense. And Equiterno's gotten rid of Fee by the honor there.
Yeah, a remaining pick should come in here. Red Mage has managed to find one. But as it stands, everything is alright. If only for this fight for the defense. They managed to regroup, hold them off, and that time will continue to drain. It's already a full minute separate between the time that was put up before and the time that is left in the bank.
Indeed, and if you look at the defense now, they do have a good bank of ultimates to really go around. Yama's with the Lucio shield there. The Nano Boost has just gone out, and the Reinhardt there is just big, red, and scary, saying, "Get back! I'm coming for you." Menace has gotten rid of the counterpart in Kalistine, though. So this defense getting a little bit fractured now, as 1 HP are trying to at least rally onto the point with this depleted manpower. This could be their only shot, though.
Dragon Blade coming in right onto the point right now, trying to find anything with the Nano Boost onto the Diva. I think that may have actually just been a miss. I think they probably wanted it on the Blade. Shatter coming down, Titus will be pinned, but get out okay. Kriya's Reinhardt up in his face, and the Deadeye's not going to be able to find anything yet. However, defense still finding these kills. And I think the defense will once again be able to hold. It's going to be a scrappy little fight here. Deadeye is going to be key, but he slept, and that takes it away. Graviton Surge gets him cleaned up. Cal Station with the kill. And once again, defense bend, but not break.
And that is exactly what they have really wanted to do for a long time. They've started to stand tall and assert a little bit of dominance. And they definitely got one thing on their side, too. They do have the clock and the alt economy. There are two at the ready, but looking at the state of a couple of others, they might want to hold off going on a full-blown engagement and just end up bleeding their time and let 1 HP go to them. But there goes the Nano Boost from late onto Equiterno, has cut that attack down to size, and Flagor did get ejected at an 8 hammer on the way out. Now we're down to 1 hot minute.
60 seconds remaining.
Well, it's got to be a pretty spicy minute if we want to see this map get extended. Because from what we've seen thus far, not quite there. However, wherever we did see it go down to the final minute on point 1 where before they were successful. So maybe this is the magic minute Cyber Waste as they get on the point right now.
And there goes Owen. There goes Ons coming down like Macho Man. Almost knocked the Reinhardt off of the map. And there is the reply charge from Red Mage, and actually did end up forcing Ons to pay for it. We could see a repeat of the opening point. There is the first third, and with the time delay in place, this could be the ticket that the members of OneHP were waiting for, and that will be the end of that. OneHP do end up chalking a second. They'll be breathing a sigh of relief. But with that, the members of the Shortbread Samurais get an extra minute tacked on to their time. So, we're back to the 1 hot minute scenario. 1HP have 1 minute to get as far as they can, and the members of the Shortbread Samurais have roughly 5 minutes to do the same.
This magic minute, they managed to pull that one up. No time left. Why not? Why not leave it to the final minute both times? But now are we seeing some shenanigans here? Menace, it looks like he wants some shenanigans. Do you believe in the shenanigans?
This could actually be a repeat of their opening attack that they had tried. They wanted to do a teleport to a particular point, which was right outside of where the bell is situated. They wanted to try and do that, and that ended up failing the last time. Or maybe they're going to give it another go, but perhaps not the wisest choice to do so. And Menace has gone, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to force them to hear our bleating, and they're going to the tried and true control setup, as well as assault. Or basically in any other mode. And it looks like 1HP are really rushing it down and going straight to the bell. And Hex has actually claimed the first frag.
Yeah, picks coming in for the offense, looking very smooth, very comfortable. Finding all the kills that they need, and they are going to be able to get this point comfortably.
Easy as you like. And they're making the most of this very minute amount of time that they have, and even forcing Color Station to try and contest, but just basically being faced with that much firepower, it is too scary to do so. And now 1HP cannot stop moving. They have 30 seconds as of right about now, and it'll basically be a one and done fight that will take place. And Bez has been hacked early. That is a huge piece that has been dropped from the table. And it looks like all the fragments are coming in for the Shortbread Samurais. We'll be eating good pie tonight.
Oh, well, it does look to be the case. Not going to be a tick on this second point. Valiant effort, but they managed to cruise to the defensive hold here. And now it's with 5 minutes. We'll see if they can get a single tick.
They'll have to get past the bell and then go on the shrine floor for 33.3, repeating, of course, % of the point.
Leroy Jenkins!
Thank you. That's exactly what I was going for, and he did it right on cue. Brilliant.
It's as soon as you said the of course.
Yeah, that was almost a dead giveaway, wasn't it?
Yeah, you said repeating of course, and I knew I had a singular duty to all the people out there watching in Twitch chat. You beautiful people, how you guys doing? I had a duty to them, and I had a duty to you, Cyber Waste. Of course, I am Graham Dreamboat Morrison, joined by Justin at Cyber Waste Lutz.
You're gonna keep
1 HP.
Yep. You're gonna keep saying my name until you get it right.
Yep.
But you got it right the first time, and well, the Shortbread Samurais do have the luxury of time, but 1HP do not have that much room to really pull the experimentation card. But they're going to what they tried the first time there on the defense. Will it work? It didn't fare that well the first time around, but maybe they'll have the Shortbread Samurais thinking, oh, they can't do it again.
Not again. Just not again. And then guess what? Guess what? Again.
We go again. But still, Flagor
And
does
another
have
one.
Flagor does have the defense matrix, and everybody got anti-netted, at least the tanks, which was a good buy. And now Menace is changing up his positioning rotation, going right through the temple windows and perhaps catching the attackers off guard, and especially with the Lucio actually going down. That's a crucial piece for speed, at least, going off of the field for now. And now with Callus Station on the Diva, that defensive matrix is really earning its pay.
Yeah, and they're doing a great job just relying on the Orisa to pull them out from behind. There is the tank coming in here, and Laney going down is absolutely massive. Menace with a great pick there. Looking for a few more. Barrier is gone as well, meaning it's free farm season. Will he be able to find any more kills? Minus getting one onto Titus. Menace getting another one onto Quaterno too. This Bastion doing work. He's boosted up here. These players just have to deal with Jermes on the back at this point. And I don't know if they know that he's still there. Oh, he jumped off the cliff.
You definitely want to now because everybody's extremely staggered and it's too long to go back. So it looks like OneHP are hanging on with this Bastion strat. It's not meant to work, but it is. Especially with how Menace is going. He's built up almost to another tank form already. Another fight done and dusted, and he will have one two-hand, and he will sound the bell. Oh, good lord! Hans just got sawed in half by that Gatling gun, and the self-destruct did go out into the enclosed space, and Titus will not be going worldwide anymore. He will have to stay put. The self-destruct did take care of that.
Yeah, that was more disappointing to him than watching the Dana Brooks single match.
That was only for your satisfaction, wasn't it? Great.
What? What?
Only
He's
one
an
person.
incredibly disappointing performer.
Oh man, that's just cruel. And
Everybody has died here.
it looks like we've had
Travis is gone. Pinky's gone. Aprilla's gone. I think he was a sub.
that was one of the subs, and we have had one of the main people on OneHP. No, it was the Shortbread Samurais. Excuse me, and it was a little bit of a server issue. We had a substitution drop, and actually our observer has left the building. We'll have to rectify that.
It's been the whole world leaving this game. I'm somehow still here though, so that's something.
So
and I also got a notification. I am in one of the teams in Ascent's Discord, and one of their guys in all caps just typed, "WTF? Does Blizzard servers keep disconnecting me? Help! I'm out. Where are you guys?"
You're on an island on your own. That is not a good sign. So apologies for the hiccup. We've had a pause just inadvertently have to take place because of a server issue. We've dropped one.
Listen,
number.
It's Australia. This is expected. A disconnection issue, a pause. It just needed.
No,
one.
the pause, yeah, I'd understand, but not three people dropping at once. This is actually unprecedented.
You know what? I disagree. I think this is par for the course with Australian internet.
You know what? 9 times out of 10, I'd agree with you. But with the way that servers have been in Australia at Overwatch for at least the last couple of weeks, instances of full able to actually start of certain issues.
Okay, hold on. I need you to stop talking. That's not me being rude, by the way. But you were sounding a little bit more like Bastion than you were sounding like a co-caster. And I need you to tell me if that's me that's roboting or if it's you that's roboting.
Am I a Bastion still?
No, you're good now.
Oh, so maybe
Did anything I say robot?
No.
Okay.
So I guess that actually solidifies your point. No, my points are moot. You're right.
Anyways, I gotta figure out if I can. I don't even know how I do this. How do I invite people to this? I'm trying to figure out how things work.
We're getting things rectified as soon as possible, and we're waiting for.
It
We're
is
st-
still
we're
paused
in the
at the
pause.
moment.
We do have our Yamez back in the server. We will have to make the ready call. The R's have been exchanged, and everybody is back in order. And we are waiting for the unpause to count down, and we are back in action. And the Bastion Nest is well and truly stronger than ever. And if you were on the side of the Shortbread Samurais, not only would you be extremely confused and a little bit disheartened by losing that team member for the brief period, but Yavez will have to start building alt charge all over again. Which, well, it's not that hard for Lucio, to be fair, but still, it's annoying.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Annoying. But you know what? This is where you gotta show your mental strength getting through, and that's a beautiful ice wall! That is absolutely flawless. Stopped them dead in their tracks from trying to go around. Made them eat some Bastion fire as they have now wrapped all the way behind. Minute 37 left on the clock. Here's the thing. That 4-minute time break has dwindled. They need to find a way to crack this defense.
And now they're almost down to the 1 minute that the members of OneHP did actually start with, and Brigitte just fell to the buzzsaw of Menace. Titus does end up replying by ejecting Flag off of the map, but not being able to claim it. Cal Station will finally bring Menace to a halt. And finally, it looks like the defense has cracked, and the resurrection from Knockout Little was used on Menace. And it is only a matter of time. The manpower is now down and out, and the point has been seized. And now the best that OneHP can hope for is drawing, and we go to the bonus map.
Oh, please tell me we're not going to a draw. Please tell me that someone will be able to get a tick on the second point as we have been getting around. But it's a huge anti-nade! That's 4 people caught in that one. Laney's gonna go down. Cal Station being demeched. On's down as well. 2 tanks and a healer means that they are in dire straits for this offense. It might be time for them to regroup, and an extra map might be where we are destined for. Spawns are going to come up. They have one more push at this. Could it be? Could it be?
At this juncture, they only have 1 push left, and we could be at a deadlock. But we do have only 1 ultimate on deck, and that will be Flagor's self-destruct. Yamez did get the sound barrier up. So, basically going as stalemate. We have the 30-second warning sounding out, and the fight has already started to play out. Up top, there is the self-destruct in the middle of the hallway. Does not claim any bodies, but does end up forcing the attackers back. There is the sound barrier to keep the defenders up, and Yamez did end up getting rid of Red Mage. Menace does tell the time, strike the bell, and lay them all down. And Cam Little does use the resurrect on Red Mage. So the defense does end up holding strong. We are at a draw, and we are required to settle it in amongst the neon lights of the big city and the big towers of Lijiang Tower.
Cue up the CeeLo Green song, Bright Lights in the Bigger City. Will it be meant to be?
Wow! This play of the game from Menace is just an old adage from a old character in Call of Duty 4. Check your corners. Menace was just basically sitting there by the entrance in the upper deck, and just bided his time. Everybody went by without a second thought, just out of desperation, I guess, and ended up paying for it big.
I love that reminds me of like an old TF2 strat where there's one where he sat in the corner and this player's like in 3 different matches sat in the corner people walked by him 3 times in the exact same spot, and he got kills on the medic in all 3 of them. Absolutely flawless video. Ever since I saw that video, every team I've ever been on was drilled into them to check their corners because like it's just inexcusable. You look to your left and you're good. You don't look to your left, you're screwed.
You can't blame them though, because it's one of the fundamental principles, especially when there are a lot of dark corners and odd angles that people could go. It applies for any game. We cast multiple games, Mr. Morrison, and the same age can be true of pretty much every single one. Check your corners, and you won't end up having your pants down and made to look just absolutely silly.
Listen, the only place you should ever have your pants down is the bedroom, and the bedroom is not in the battlefield, or I guess the bathroom as well. But
yeah.
In your own house, okay? And an Overwatch map is not your own house.
No. There is an old age of defending the house, but that is not what we are alluding to.
I mean, I guess the public washroom or like a gym locker room. I guess those are okay.
That's for another time if you're doing a workout routine. That's fair, I guess.
Or a hockey locker room, or like bathroom at a playground, school bathroom if you're in classes. There's a few acceptable asterisks. The battlefield is still not one of them. Even if we're on overpass in CS:GO and you were in bathrooms, it's not acceptable.
That's still not acceptable.
It's slightly more acceptable because it's at least a bathroom, but still not acceptable.
Yeah, there isn't actually. There's only troughs in that particular place, so it's still not acceptable. Either way, what is acceptable? We have a match on Lijiang Tower. It's very acceptable and pleasing to the eyeballs. And stand back, Callus Station is on the Junkrat. That will be extremely explosive in every sense of the word, and that will basically prove my point. Red Mage got blown up and destroyed, and Velotech Flagor did follow suit. So, with authority, the Shortbread Samurais have taken control of Control Center first.
And they are spamming on them all the way back to spawn. We got the good old classic forward hold coming in, sitting here.
There was a quick change with Hex being on the far, and there's no scan to properly deal with her. So that could be a tide turner. There goes the Riptire, forcing everybody to stand back, and Callus Station says, I'm going to do that for you, and blows 3 members away. So any thought of attack that OneHP did have, well, that quite literally got blown away.
Stand back, there's a hurricane coming through as that Riptire came in and blew everybody away. Let's see if he can continue his good form so far as they have locked them. Still locked the point. Shatter coming down will catch a couple, but the Graviton back the other way is going to be big. Oh, and the Dragon's coming through as well, but it catches nobody. The Dragon was just too slow. And once again, we have all the kills going red. The kill feed is full of crimson.
Indeed, and the Shortbread Samurais well, they're not as fierce they're not as sweet as their name would imply. They're actually becoming quite the fierce to beast now. And to the credit though, perhaps OneHP finally do have a window of opportunity. They do have a lot of ults to their tenure. They have the Nano Boost, Earth Shatter, Barrage, and Sound Barrier. So perhaps we will see the old combination go into the fray, and there is the Graviton Surge, and the Sound Barrier does come down to keep 1HP above their name moniker. There is the Nano Boost onto the Barrage, does claim 2 before Yamez gives the Farah her marching orders. And still, with the manpower, the members of 1HP is still trying to push everybody back on the point, but overtime is in effect, and they don't really have a choice. The members of the Shortbread Samurais are going to have to back away, and now it is 1HP's turn to stake their claim on the point. Can they hang on though, is the next question to ponder.
And if you are just tuning in, unfortunately our overlay is wrong. It is not Sausage Fingers, it is not Team Jason. It is instead 1HP versus Shortbread Samurais. I'm Dreamboat joined by Cyberwaste as we have the Graviton coming in, but the Rhine Shield in the doorway going to do enough to block all that damage off. Good anti coming in. However, the players are still being pushed back.
And there could be a cue from Knockout a little bit. It got snuffed out, tried to go on a flank, and Cam Little basically got blown away. Does end up going for the save, but the members of 1HP are down a healer, and one of the members is hemorrhaging quite bad until Red Mage did end up getting topped up. And still, it's only a 1-fight win for the Shortbread Samurais, and they are winning the first point. Titus is making sure things do not go so easily, but the Zarya duel is won by Flagor. Still going up above the point is Hexen, battling back and forcing the members to run scared. They're getting their 1 HP, and that rally was effectively made useless. And now they're actually starting to do it, Mr. Morrison, but 1 HP still cannot put a foot wrong, or this house of cards will collapse.
Yep, remove one pillar and that card stack comes tumbling down. It's like the show without Kevin Spacey. Non-existent anymore. And will they be able to keep the house standing, or will it be blown away? It is the million-dollar question as they try and gain their way to the point. 95% has been gained. It is very close. It will come down to one singular fight. And that is an engagement we are about to see. On's in a bit of trouble, but they can't even get on the point. No one steps near it. Everybody is alive, and they don't get on the point, Cyberwaste. How the hell do they let that happen?
There is going to be chaos and brimstone and yelling from the rooftops. Charlie Niner, situation red, evacuate the building. And that sadly was the way everything ended for the Shortbread Samurai. And, well, that's not something that you want to happen.
No, that is, it's not the way it's supposed to go. At all, really. You're really supposed to put someone on the point when you have 6 alive. I think that's how I was taught to play the game. But we'll see if...
Someone's gonna touch it. Someone has to touch it, no matter who. Especially in that type of situation. We do have the Wrecking Ball on Uns, and Menace just running everybody down, making the mecha pilot and the pilot herself just feel the wrath of the left hand, and now 1 HP just basically running riot all over the Shortbread Samurais, and without any contest, 1 HP will claim the tower first.
Well, they are still fighting around the point. The Diva has been demeched, and he's in a little bit of trouble. He'll be cleaned up, so a great re-engagement coming in. They've been able to cap out this point. Well, should be any moment at least. There it is. So 20% given, but the point taken. That's pretty sure to be okay with that.
I think they'd be totally fine with that after that initial fight went completely belly up. Just have a complete reversal of fortune. You take that every day of the week. Cal Station does have the Deadeye at the ready, but Flagor will be able to absorb that should everything line up with the defense matrix. And Equateto will drop Red Mage. That is a huge, huge tank. In every sense of the word, no longer a part of the fight.
And now, as they keep trying to slow these players back, we see what could be dire straits coming through for this map set. They've really not even had an entrance, and now it's been spotted out so very early. They know exactly what they're trying to do. They'll be ready for it. We'll see if it works out. Hex is going to be so key on this Sombra in behind.
And especially with a pivotal ult, which will be in their back pocket shortly, but sadly did get erased by Cal Station. Equateto will unleash the barrage and make Red Mage partially extinct. The numbers are thinning, and speaking of thinning out, the rest of 1 HP are being diluted by the city and the water below. And the situation in the previous map is starting to rear itself again. 1HP are running out of time to get a full-blown engage, but the EMP could be their ticket in, and there they go.
Whoa. And it's with a nice opener there. Red Mage getting a good follow-up. These kills are coming in. There's been a good ante. Will they be able to keep chiming through? It's 99% though, and they found a few more kills. Could this segment slip away? The Diva's on the point, has been demech, needs to be cleaned up. Kills need to keep going this way. They perfectly placed Diva Bomb will get them off the point. Will it buy them enough time? No, it will not. Deadeye's there. They're looking for any of these kills. They're trying to delay as long as they can. Spawn's still trying to come in. Someone needs to get on the point. That they do. They're buying as much time as Spawns keep coming in. Nano boosted. Winston on the point. Trying to brawl them off of it. Kill still going away of Team Red. Titus getting another kill. There comes Calsation with one as well. Fair getting a good amount of damage into. Red Mage got one back. He is still fighting it out here. He has gone down. They are all dead. There we go. Point tapped out. 1-1. Let's send it to segment number 3.
So we will be going to the night market. We will be seeing the aforementioned bright lights of big cities. We are now tied at 1. The Shortbread Samurais will conquer the garden, and it's been about time too, because although things were looking up on Hanamura, the initial map that we did have to bring us here, things didn't quite click into place. Perhaps this is the sign of life and the breath of fresh air that they wanted and needed to really get themselves back into this. And now the gates go down to decide it all, whether we keep going on our series or 1HP set the broom to their opponents and sweep the series.
They've wrapped over to the point right now. We're fighting it out here. Well, where will this engagement go? Red Mage trying to blow some players back with that big hammer. And Cam Little getting, or not Cam Little, I should say, getting a couple boop kills there, picking off Titus and the McCree of Calsation. Good job by Lucio. Having impact in about the only spot you can truly have impact there. Knocking people down pits.
This is the point where Lucio really shines. That and the well on Ilios it's basically a playground for Lucio's Light, not Cam Little, to really, if not just knock them down into the streets below, really keep the any attackers from moving forward, because that basically blocks off the points of entry, because that is a huge risk. Basically, going down to the street below, Equaterzo will stop Menace from sniping with the Widow's Kiss, but it will not be enough of a deterrent. 1HP will broom out the side of the Shortbread Samurais. They're going to have to give it another go.
Hot damn!
I don't know if that actually worked, but I downloaded Captain Holt soundboard from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and that was pretty much my reaction to what happened there. That's pretty much my reaction to what happened there. It was just hot damn. That was a great set of kills coming in, and well done to continue to hold that point. 60% is up now, and this is to break the tie that was had on Hanamura. So this is such a pivotal segment left. Great ante coming in, though. It is kills all going blue. There is not a single red kill in that kill feed. It has been a complete team kill. That is a beautiful hot damn.
That is a bell ringer in every sense, and well, I was against the soundboard, but now I'm all for it because it was entirely fitting for both of those engagements. And also, look at the ults that will be on deck. Yeah, the Infrasight maybe not as pivotal, but we do have the Sound Barrier. We almost have the Barrage on deck. There we go. And we also have the Nano Boost. So things will be extremely difficult for the side of the Shortbread Samurais to really properly chew through. And this could be their last fight if things are to be perceived. But they're definitely not going quietly.
They've managed to at least get on the point. That's something, and it looks like the flip will come through with those kills. So they're down, but they're not out.
They do have a new way into this, but they're going to have to play a defense like an NHL caliber goalie and just brick wall their opposition. It's definitely possible. We've seen it before. And we'll have to see a repeat of that to see this series continue. There goes Equateto unsheathing the blade. Did get one before getting hacked and promptly deleted by Menace. Hex is on the way in with the Sombra, just hacking high value targets. Just did get one onto the Diva, or at least attempted to before being disrupted. So this attack from OneHP is being thwarted for now, and Menace going down is basically saying that.
Oh man, everyone dying here. They're like, thought that would actually be a lot worse than it was, but the kills are still going at blue. That's a pair of them. Will they find any more? Will they get any vindication for this point? As they get through, they are on it right now. There's a big hack coming in, sleep coming down too. Flagger gets cleaned up by Jarmez. Feebai is down as well. And down goes Menace.
And that tank player of ONZ or ONS is really putting on a clinic and really wanting to stay at the machine and say, nah, this series is not dead. That Winston and the rest of the Shortbread Samurais are really wanting to keep this series going. And now things are looking brighter than ever and more flavorful as well. And this potential last brawl is now on the point with ONS being nano boosted and forcing the Moira to ride the lightning. There are replies though coming in from 1HP. 3, maybe not 4 are being dropped out of the fray. There is the self-destruct to no avail. It was only for evacuation purposes, and then Titus did get ejected and promptly destroyed. The point will flip over and time will begin to disintegrate once more, and overtime will enter its second phase. There is only the trickle now for the Shortbread Samurais to fall back on. There is the EMP to really make things extremely difficult. And Hex with the SMG will rail the Winston down, and 1HP finally get the broom and sweep their opponents out the door. Hot damn, goodbye, good night. 1HP are your victors in the series sweep.
Hot damn!
This is great. I need to just get a soundboard for everything.
Please don't. You'll be like Michael Cole. Don't do that.
Vindication!
There's some vindication for it, as we have a resolution finally to Hanamura by way of Lijiang Tower. And really, I think that's probably the outcome we were expecting with the way that the first couple maps went. But that was a hell of a series, because that's all she wrote. That was a 3-0, and really just an impressive showing.
Indeed, and definitely one to write home about. And actually my big MVP, we're going to jump all the semantics and get to the MVP, because we do have I believe we have another series that's meant to be lined up for this evening. We'll have to get confirmation of that.
Well, it was supposed to start 15 minutes. It was supposed to start 15 minutes ago.
Yes, it was.
So I don't think we do, unfortunately, which means that we are done for the night. If we can get it lined up, we might actually come back for Ascent on Sunday. We were talking about this one earlier, Cyberways. So I'm going to announce it. And then if I'm wrong, people can yell at me because I'm lying and I'm wrong. It's just the way that things go. People yell at me anyways, so it's par for the course. However, there was a game in the top div of Ascent that was rescheduled to Sunday at 7 p.m. AEDT. That's Velocious versus Apollo Rising. So that's where the rescheduled time slot is, assuming we can find a producer to do it. Me and Cyberwaste will be back covering that one on Sunday.
Indeed, and unless there is a second game, which we are still unsure of, it doesn't look like we will be joining you on Sunday. But before we do depart, do you have an MVP from what we saw? I have one.
Oh, I want to hear yours. I want to see if you're on the same wavelength as me. Who did you have it?
Ooh, I'd give it to ORZ personally. Boys.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It was actually going to be mine. I he had some really nice plays. He was just a key player kind of across the board. And yeah, I think I'd say that was the right call. What do you have to say on him?
I wouldn't be so far away to really give that to him either. So, in amongst that brief monologue, that will give us our MVP, and we'll have you. We will, I believe, pack it up for the night and say our goodbyes. But before we do go, for those that are wondering what on earth is on the splash screen for Overwatch at the moment, yes, indeed, it is the Overwatch World Cup, which will be starting tomorrow morning from 6:15 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time with, I believe it's the battle between Britain and the United States. The United Kingdom and the US will be going at it. But the match I believe everybody will be waiting for will be South Korea versus our Australian squad. And barring any time delays and shifting forward of the schedule, doing my quick math, we will have a start time of, I believe it'll be 10 or 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, but I do heartily recommend checking over .gg and the official World Cup page for more accurate times, and for everybody watching that is in Australia to cheer on the boys. But with that said and done, and I know Mr. Morrison, you'll be cheering for your boys as well who'll be playing France. Do you have any parting words?
Have a great evening, everyone, and drive safe.
Indeed. Good night. Happy fragging, and be the best hero you can be.